Okay, yes, I'm live. Welcome everybody to Coding Cleverly. It's been quite some time. Not sure if anyone is there in the viewers, but yeah, this video is just like a personal like add-on type of video. I'm just going to be going over some questions that if you have, it could be a live Q&A session. So let's add live Q. Q&A, Q&A, and a session. Okay, so QA. I don't know how to Q&A's session. So yeah, you could ask pretty much anything you want. My goal here is to just educate you guys on certain things and certain technologies. If I share my entire screen, I don't know, like YouTube had this here, but this is actually pretty cool now that YouTube also has a screen sharing. Normally what I used to do was through OBS, but yeah, my major concern is how you guys could get better at programming, software engineering, and how you could ultimately land a job, right? So for a couple of months, I had been traveling around the world, and now I have a job in a tech company, and just wanted to give some advice or secrets to those who are constantly learning and growing and ultimately looking for those kind of roles, especially in the US. So yeah, so let me just first quickly check if if we're all live or stuff like that. But at the same time, um, you know just some questions or concerns if you have, you could put them in the chats. What my goal here is to just teach you more about the different ways where you could actually learn how to code, as well as get coding related jobs, and earn a bit of money through freelancing or stuff like that. So um, what I would say is right now, one of the most important things is having a LinkedIn profile. I cannot emphasize enough on how important it is to have a LinkedIn. If you just go to linkedin.com, so right now I'm just, I'm on the platform. You can see that's my profile. I keep myself open. I have a badge. It really resonates that, you're showing your skills. You could add as much as you could. Um, Add your certifications, some post some things about your achievements, and then your experience is something that's very impressive, and something that people might look into. So yeah, add your certifications, projects that we've done in the past. There are a lot in my channel. Volunteering efforts or stuff like that, skills, all these kind of things matter. So recommendations, honors, and rewards. So all of that really sums up, and having a LinkedIn profile does reach a lot. So what I would recommend is connect with all others. Drop your LinkedIn profiles within the chat if you could see it. But yeah, if you guys have questions or any concerns or stuff like that, just message in general. This is just in the chat box. So this is just like a not just a very like out of the open, out of the blue video. I was considering doing something on the channel. It's been a long time, so let me know what you guys think about it. Yeah, but other than that, what else do you guys want to ask? You could always ask more about it. So yeah. In the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be remote tasking a bit. But yeah, you could Essentially, I don't know. I hope I don't get banned or something. But um, yeah, I'm gonna have to go this off screen for a second and stream. No, I just stopped sharing. Um, and yeah, so put your questions. I'm here. I'm available for an hour or something. I'm here to kill time, and yeah. So throw away your comments. Throw away your things that you want to ask. I'm here to provide that value. Also, let me know what you thought about past videos. Um, any changes that I should do, any things new that I should create. I'm in a whole new setup now. I'm not in my, original room. Um, I'm in a different location now, a different country. But yeah, I'd appreciate your responses. Hmm. Yeah. So, all right. So we got one message. I'm working now in a manufacturing company, but my internet is in the embedded interest is in the embedded related jobs. Should I resign this current and focus more in embedded? Uh, I would say not at the moment. Don't resign at just all in front. But what I would prefer is to, in the meantime, when you're working, like I'm currently working at my own role, right? But on the weekends or where right after work or something, just start learning about programming, or concepts online, system design, C language, low level programming languages, Rust, stuff like that. Add some certifications within your profile resume, and then keep constantly apply. So it's better to get a job when you already have a job instead of looking for a job when you don't have a job. I hope that makes sense, right? You want to have a job, and during your job you want to apply for another role. That's when that's like the best way to get a job. Not when you don't have a job, then you're like desperate and you're just looking for a role, any kind of. But yeah, that's my goal there. Yeah. So second, how do you stand out for someone in college in an IS degree rather than CS? How do you stand out in college? IS degree? I have been having trouble finding even internships. I don't know what IS degree is. Is it, can you please tell me what is an IS degree? Is it information security, or which degree is it? But I believe so. Let me just Google search that IS degree or something. Yeah, information systems, a degree in computer information, open career opportunity across systems globally into the business and technology professional work as computer system managers, database administrators. Look, information technology is, yeah, I understand. So, Moment, I would say, you know, if you're a graduate or you're currently doing your job, I mean, your particular degree, don't think like it's the end of the world. It's going great. All right. Um, use your knowledge that you're learning through your university and apply it to different portals online. Create a profile online, go to Upwork, Fiverr, or any kind of freelance platform, and over there, provide value or even teach what you're learning. So my take here is like when I was pursuing my bachelor's in software engineering, what I was doing was like I got a course, suppose it was related to computer network. Okay, I had computer networks, and when I learned packet tracing, Wireshark, and all that kind of stuff, I used to teach it online, and with that particular goal, I was not only just learning myself and solidifying my concepts, but also making an income. So that is what I would recommend for the time being. And there's so many roles out there for information security. You can become a cybersecurity, expert, and they're highly demanded in all around the world. Very highly paid. Information security system engineers, networking engineers, CCNA, and all these kind of IT related jobs are booming, and you're not far off. You just look for those specifically within your particular country or region. And remote jobs are now everywhere. So you could just be sitting in like Africa or something, and you could be working in Australia. So do not bound yourself that you might not find an internship. I would recommend heavily rely on your personal building profile, and then hopefully just particularly apply online. Go to Handshake profile, Handshake. So it's a platform where you could get some internship jobs, and that would help you. So yeah. Any other questions? Hope that was enough for you to understand a bit. So yeah, so over here, this is Handshake profile. You could create an account, log in, and over here you'll see so many jobs, internship, and like just like jobs that just like fresh graduates could get. And funny thing is, I got my job through this platform as well, so that's why I'm recommending it. I am a proof that I got a job through this platform. So I applied on here. I found a really good role. I did their interviews and got selected, and now I'm currently working for them. So yeah, make your profile here, and there's so many others. So not to mention so many like Indeed, LinkedIn, all that jazz. Yep. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Okay. So, I was just thinking, just starting, just randomly, solving problems or stuff like that. But you know what? To kill some time, let's just go to, I'll show you a method of just learning programming. Just go to ChatGPT, and, if you already have an account, I would say just use that account. So right now, let me just create another account right here. But yeah, for those who haven't followed me on LinkedIn, I would recommend following me. I might start creating short content, or what's it called? I might start creating short style form videos online, maybe through IG or TikTok or even on YouTube. But that's just for like short tips and tricks. But long form videos are ultimately going to be staying. How do we bridge that gap? Which gap? Okay, so I had another question. While coding on projects, I tend to smooth sail through tutorials and follow along with projects, but I can't seem to build something by myself. That's a very excellent question, and that's very common response. So the question is like, what I would recommend is getting ideas of projects online. Like suppose I have to create something. If there's like an urgency of creating some project, I suppose for my daily basis, I tend to write a lot of to-dos, right? To-do lists, and I just write them on paper. But I want to get something, this is a very cliche example, but I want to create a to-do list application now with advanced features. Okay, so you watch a CRUD-based video on how to create, read, update, delete, because there's CRUD functionality. So you use Node.js on it, right? You watch a tutorial, on back end. You watch another tutorial that makes a front end. Okay, you have front end and back end, which are really independent of each other. Now, what your job is to know is how to connect them to how to use course cross-origin resource sharing to connect both of these external systems and their ports so that they match and they work as accordingly, and so that the backend is connected with the front end, and that's your job to learn. And then scratch the surface and learn how to do that. Okay. Also, after that, once you know how to do that on your own without watching a video, go just Google search and Chat GPT documentation, and then add some features to it. Just add random features. Make add images to your tasks. All right. Add some check marks. Delete functionalities already there, but edit. Um, create user profiles, login system, authentication. The list just goes above and beyond. And deploy them online. I would recommend, instead of having them on your local file system, have them online so other people could view it and use your application, right? Put them on LinkedIn and say, okay, here's my new project. Put it on netlify.com, netlify. It's a free tool where you could actually deploy your projects. And I believe I didn't spell it properly, but it's netlify. So netlify, scale and ship. Yep, this one. So connect everything, build everything. It's so simple. Just deploy to Netlify, add your backend, front end, and it's just integrated instantly. And yeah, so that's my recommendation. Yep. Any other questions, guys? I would love a video or series on maybe you teaching us GitHub version control, the way it works in real jobs. You know what? You give me a task to do right now. So yeah, let's do that, I guess. Let's use GitHub and create a local repo, right? So I'm just gonna do this. I remember one of my other students I had a session with. We were trying to create a local repo that time, but I'll get it done today right now. So what I tend to do is I'm gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna go to the downloads folder. And sorry about how slow my computer is. I'm hopefully gonna be updating it soon. It's not the one that I normally use with my my series and the previous series. This is a completely different system, and so it's taking a bit of time. But open in new window, and yeah, there's a lot of tabs. I have a habit of adding a lot of tabs. So what I'm gonna put in here is just repos. Okay, and we're just gonna open that up. Okay, this is an empty folder, right? Repos. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to press CMD right here. Okay. So you can see over here we're in CMD, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to log into GitHub. Okay. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to github.com. Now GitHub is used for version control systems. My company uses Bitbucket. It's also the same, kind of works the same, but basically it helps. It's a collaborative tool. A lot of people could use it all at once. I'm just gonna log in, and they gave this OAuth thing, and sometimes not always great to keep logging in, but yeah, I'll have to log in through this authenticator. It's for, why am I saying that, man? No, or anyways, just it doesn't even matter if you see this, because at the end of the day you need the entire credential. But yeah, this is just another layer of security. Now that I'm there, we'll create a repo. So I see that Caleb Curry made a repo yesterday about RabbitMQ, learning that. Okay, and so I mean, you have my profile. There's tons of repos that I've created in the past, 211 in count. But so suppose we create a random project, a very random one. I don't know in the top of my mind, but what should we create? Can you give me a name or something? Anyone in the chat? No one? Moment? Hmm. So suppose I randomly create a repo here, plus and new repository, okay? And I create a repository name. So I'll just say, sample repo. Of course, this is just it's not a real one, so I'm just gonna create a sample one. Maybe at the end of the day, I might remove it because there's no purpose of it, but I'm just showing you how it all works and how you could collaborate with other people, and you could build different projects. You want to add a description. This is our main branch for the current base project or something, whatever you want to say is in the description. Private or public, I'll just keep it public for now. You could add a README if you want. Just add a README. And so, you got it. Git ignore, that doesn't do anything, but create a repository. Now, look, I have to go through the GUI to make a repo. There's one thing which is called GitHub CLI, and GitHub CLI, you install it, and then you don't have to even open up github.com. Within your terminal, you'll be able to create repos and push, repos. So this is our branch. What we want to do is there's a README, right? So what we want to do is we want to connect it. So you could see over here, but there's this code section, and then there's the HTTPS. This hypertext transfer protocol SSH, which is secured something, and then GitHub CLI. So this is the GitHub CLI. So GH repo clone, and then you clone the repo. But what we're going to be using is this. And just curiosity, what is SSH again? I know it's something for encryption, but secure shell, a network protocol that allows two computers to communicate securely over an unsecured network. Okay. Remote access is used to remotely access and manage computers and servers, especially by system administrators. File systems, file transfer, which is SSH encrypts files during transfer to protocol protect sensitive data, and tunneling. SSH allows data packets to cross networks that they normally would not be able to. Okay, so anyways, that's really cool. Secure shell, connect to computers through a something that sometimes might not be secure or something, unsecured network over an unsecured network. But we were here, we got the HTTPS URL clone, and we go back here into our, which is the repos, go here. I hope you can see everything. And now I'm in this directory, and what I would do is I would just create a git init, right? So once I do that, you can see that there's this git file. You see this git file? Sometimes it won't be visible. What you would have to do is go to view and then show, and then over here hidden items. You have to select that so that you could see it. After that, once it's initialized, you wanna essentially you wanna add some things. But to be fairly honest, we added the README, and that README is right now in the remote. It's right here, right? So what I would do is I would normally clone this. So you would just download the zip, and it would just go to that particular thing. So one I would recommend is going back here and just copying this. Yeah, and there's a zip file, so I'll just save it right here. And we'll extract it. So I'll just extract all. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this, shift and delete. And we have repo and the README. So what I would do is I'll just get this. I'm kind of like, I kind of made it a little bit extra, but it's okay. I'll just have the README right here. Okay. So what I want to do is now I want to add this to my local branch, and then I want to push it. So suppose I just add one more file. I'm just going within this. I want to add some, some script to it. If you have a Python file or anything like that, share it in the chat or something. I'll add it, or I'll find my something on my own. But yeah, let's go back to YouTube. Login page. Yeah, that's also a nice example. Like you're building a login component, and you could create a separate repo for that. So yeah, so after that, I just created a sample one, but right here, you can see over here in VS Code, we have this README, right? So essentially, if I add one more, let's say sample.html, okay? There's an HTML file as well. Normally it's called index, but if I press exclamation mark, it gives me a little bit of boiler, right? Some boilerplate. Now what I want to do is I want to add a h1 tag, and I want to say hello world, okay? Now we got our code, right? We got our code, and what we want to do is we want to now push it to our repo. So we'd say, so we'll say git add dot. This would add everything to our local repo, right? And it says in the working copy of readme.md, lf will be replaced by crlf the next time Git touches it. Now this all means that line feed is normally how it works in Linux environments, but cabbage return line feed is how it works in Windows. It's essentially the formatting of all the files. Git add is done. Git commit -m, and then you say first commit, just a normal commit, right? Now it does that. You could actually view Git status and see that on branch master, nothing to commit, working tree clean. Now the thing is, we have to git remote add origin, and then we have to connect it with our current branch. Remember, I got the branch over here, which is right here, this one. So you just got this, and you go back here and just paste it right here and press enter. So now it's connected. You could say git branch -u origin. Or now that we have done that, I'll say git branch, and we are essentially within our master branch. Git push -u origin, and then master. And what would happen is we're in our master branch, but we push it to our, we push it from our local to master. It's kind of like analogy I normally give is like when you're traveling and you have some baggage, and you have to go in the baggage claim. You have to put your stickers on your baggage. So when you put this, when you're going in the airport, you have the baggages. That's your local repo, right? When the stickers are added, you basically committed. Okay. Now you are trying to push your code from local repo to the remote repo. You're connecting it, right? So that's called the flight. Once it's commit, you're able to push it. So we essentially pushed our code to our master branch. Go back here, and master has recent pushes 4 seconds ago. Refresh the page, and you'll see that compare and pull. Now this is the main branch. Unfortunately, we have 2 branches here. So if you look at the master branch here, we have over here in the master branch, we have the sample.html file, right? But the main branch is the default branch. So compare and pull request. So this is how you normally if you like create a branch from the master, the base is main, compare master, and these are the changes, and you could normally check what's the difference. There's like 2 change files. So this was added and stuff like that. So let's just go back here, and what I would say is there's one there's actually a video of me explaining this process long time ago. I think I made a short related to it. I'm not sure if anyone's watching, but I made a short related to this in the past, and it was like, any other questions you can put in the chat. Number one reason I did not purchase the item. 1 minute. So Savage Scientist is still there. You know, it's my old long viewer of the channel. But if you kind of go to the, you know, shorts, there's this video of me pushing code on GitHub. So yeah, this one. Okay, so one thing I would say is git branch hyphen m main. This would change your branch to main. So now if you look at a git branch, you're in main, git status, on branch main, your branch is up to date with origin master. Git add, you know, you could add this asterisk, it still does everything. If you change, okay, a few ones, I don't know. Hyphen u, origin, main. Okay, so updates reject because the remote container contains a work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to. So you could actually have git pull, and yeah, so git pull has this stuff. Let me see what we have right now. Okay, so git add, git commit, new change, git push, hyphen u, origin, main. Yeah, I might have messed up a little bit, and main. The tip of your current branch is behind its remote counterpart. Wait a minute. So if I look at my branch, which one is it? Is it main? So git branch, it's in main. So I'm using git pull. It's saying it's always good to, you know, read the issues, but you know, I did a git pull. It says it's already up to date. Okay, CLS git pull. Okay, git git push hyphen hyphen help. Okay, allows me to open it up. There's a lot of cases when you know, you mess up with the you know, the git file. What I would do is, you know, it's not a great practice, but I would remove this git file and I would reinitialize one. So git init. Okay. Command new 101. Have an main. git branch, and then we have git remote, and then the URL. Yeah, I actually added the README and things, and it should pull it. Now, of course, I have two branches. One, I have this one main branch, but the other one I have is git checkout. I have the master branch. Oops, it's git checkout master. Okay, now if you look at the branch now we're in master, and you would essentially pull that too. You would go to git checkout and back to main. And now if you look at, you could change between branches, git add or git commit, git status to view if you've made any commits. Okay, git log to view if there's any kind of commit. So there's this one, new 101. Was it pushed? You could say git push -u origin. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but it's rejecting because they're saying that the tip of my current branch is behind. My current branch is main. It's saying it's behind the master branch. Perhaps I might have to push the master branch first. So let's go back here, git checkout, and then we have master. Git status, git log. Okay, that's the first commit. Commit git push -u origin master. Okay, everything up to date. You basically want to create a pull request, right? Because you are working within your master branch. So if you look at it and you want to make, you want to change it. So you go to the website and you could go to the master branch, compare and pull request, base, main, compare master. Okay, compare. This is my own, so it's kind of like that, but my master branch already branch is one commit ahead of, one commit behind. So it's one commit ahead. You could contribute, click here, compare or open pull request. Trying to add new pull request, create pull request. So compare changes. We are going from base is master, and we want to put in the main or something. No, base is main, and we want to put in the master or something. But the arrow has to change, right? Arrow does have to change. are entirely different commit histories. Yeah, so we kind of like screwed up, and that's why it's you know, having issues. It's better to just reset it and start it from scratch again. But yeah, I mean, you got the normal flow of the code. I just try to add more, you know, additional things, but you know, the base foundation is there. Um, yep. So, any other questions? So, thanks for the breakdown. That was great. Our repository and directory is essentially the same things. Repositories and directories. Yeah, you could consider that like a repository can contain many directories. A directory is kind of like a folder. You could think of directories like folders. So um, there could be many different folders within a single repository. So you could say there are many directories within a particular repository, but repository is like the central hub where all your code would be. Um, and that's pretty much it.